A world only a mother could love, or possibly a developer. The debug world. Hey guys, it's Chad. Today we're going to be looking at Debug Mode, a secret world built into the game that I didn't know. I mean, I knew it existed, I just didn't know how to get to it. I didn't know all the crazy things about it. So let's jump into facts about Debug Mode.
So here we are inside of Minecraft, and this is just kind of cool because I thought that there was really only a few world options: default, super flat, large biomes, amplified, and customize. And then you cycle back around to default. But if you hold down shift while you're hitting through these, you will get to another option, which is debug mode. You can see that the options for the generate structures, allow cheats, and bonus chest will go away. You don't have those options anymore, and you just have the debug mode. Once you go ahead and click create world, you're brought into a fancy world, where all of the blocks exist. What is going on here is on this humongous grid of blocks, every block is in the game along with every block state. So you can see that most of this is taken up basically by redstone and fire, and that's because they have the largest variety of different block states. In fact, redstone has tons and tons and tons because of all of the different ways that it can go up and down blocks. So you can see this one has this one that I'm kind of looking at is on all four sides, and one in the middle, and powered. So powered, unpowered, which direction that it's facing, if it's just sitting there. I mean, it's just like incredible. There's tons and tons and tons of different block states. And it also has the 1 to 16 powered range. So it can be powered just a bit versus powered quite a lot. I mean, redstone is just insane here with the block states. And of course, fire can be on tons and tons of different sides. It can be angled because it's coming off the edge of it. I mean, it's just, fire is pretty incredible as well. Now, there's a whole bunch of really interesting things about these blocks, because even if you can switch into a different game mode just fine, but even if you try to break one of these blocks, they will not break. They'll come back exactly how they were. Now, this creates some really, really interesting things, because some blocks that can be updated, like these levers right here, will not allow themselves to be updated. In fact, this is interesting because it's powering that that door right now. What's actually happening with that update is, and why it's creating those, is because basically it's updating this switch to where it should be. So if I right click this, it would go down, but the debug mode world doesn't want that. So it breaks that block, which drops the entity and resets it to the other value. So that's why you can see that. There are some things you need to stay away from, like this wooden pressure plate right here. If you step into that area, every single tick, it's going to create a new pressure plate, trying to re-get it to the state that it's supposed to be. So this one, whoopsie, this one is down, press down, and this one is not. So if we grab some items and kind of, oh no, oh, we screwed it up. Okay, well, we just crashed the world here, so I'll be back after a quick second. Okay, we are back. I'll be avoiding the wooden pressure plate from now on. Now, there are some things that can be interacted with, like, say, this crafting table right here. Anything where the block really doesn't change, those can be interacted with, but you can see, like, trapdoors and things like that. You're not able to actually mess around with. Things like lava and water, they cannot be picked up with empty buckets, so I couldn't come over here and try to pick them up or anything like that. They're stuck right there. Although some things like cauldrons can wash off leather armor or things like that. There's also a lot of blocks that seem to kind of be missing. You may see some of these like empty holes right here. And so these are different block states that are just invisible to the player. Sometimes you can figure out what they are by using F3 to look at them. So what is this? This is a sign of rotation 3. You can see this is rotation 4 and rotation 5. So some of those empty things you can figure out what they are. Sometimes you'll see even particles being emitted from these empty areas. Like I saw a ender chest earlier, and it seemed to be invisible until you got really, really close to it. Here they are. So you can see these particles, and then when you kind of get close to it, or maybe I need to be back in game mode 3. There we go. Once we go through it in game mode 3, then you can see the item again. Another interesting thing is that dimensions are still available and they still work. Although you can't actually place down blocks in this world, you can go find their portals and actually use them to get to one world and the other. So this is the nether dimension. It looks pretty cool. It's pretty spooky, I gotta say. Finding the end portal was a little bit difficult, but here it is. So we can go to the end. Uh-oh. He went back to the beginning. Wait a second. I realized what is happening is we are going to the end in the exact block, and then it is so this happened with the other portal is it will teleport you to where you are in this area. So if we use the nether portal and we go through to the nether, well, we're now standing in the nether portal on the other side. So when I go to the end, I'll be standing in the end portal, but in the end portal takes you back to the overworld. So I'm quickly going to the end, and then I'm going right back to the overworld. Now you might say something like, Chad, you could just use a command to make another end portal, not in that area. But you actually can't. So if you do set block right on top of you to go to end portal, blocks can't be placed. The block couldn't be placed. So that is out. So we're not going to get to see the end. The last bit of trivia that I'm going to show you is that right here at the beginning, it looks like there is no block there. It's just completely empty. It's like the grid doesn't even start. Well, that's actually because that first block is the air block. So, you know, you got to have every block in the game, and air block is a block, so it's right there at the beginning.
In recording this video, I found out something new. I actually didn't know that the way to get to debug mode was to hold down shift and click through the world options. If there is something new to you that you learned in this video, please leave it down in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and make sure you subscribe to the channel OMGcraft for tips, tricks, tutorials, and spotlights. See you next time. Bye.